All right, finally got things set up. First thing I'm gonna do is apologize for my audio. My audio might sound not as good as usual because my recorder has died, and I know I have batteries around here somewhere. I can't find them right now, so I'm plugged directly into the camera. Also, my voice. I am a little under the weather here. I've been sick for the last week or so, and I am doing my best to recover from that. But with those things out of the way, and also my system behind me, Patience, is on, and she's due for upgrade. She is a little loud. So all of that combined, we're gonna push on.
Fly away. That's the only way to get that high.
So here we have the Dell, and I believe it is the S3219D. So S3219D is a 32-inch LED backlit monitor. It is not very much a gaming monitor per se. It has a 5 millisecond refresh rate. Gaming monitors are usually quite lower than that, somewhere close to the 2 to 1 millisecond refresh rate these days. So it's not so much for that. This is more a monitor that's an all-rounder. So it is good for gaming, it is good for productivity, but it's not great at either of them. It has a 99% sRGB. Colors are very good on this monitor. Viewing angles and all that, pretty decent, pretty good on this monitor. This is definitely an upgrade from the old Acer 23-inch monitors I had. I got them a long time ago, over 3 years ago, for a deal at Micro Centers where I got those from. This was ordered from Amazon, and the price seems to fluctuate around $200 or so. If you're very lucky and luckier than me, you can grab this monitor for somewhere as low as around 150 to 160 bucks. So yeah, it was actually sitting there for quite a little while. And right before I snagged this, it went out of stock, came back in stock, and then the price went back up to around $222 or so. That's around where the price I grabbed this at, because I was afraid to go out of stock again. I really wanted this monitor. It's a really, really nice monitor. All right, before I stand her up here, we have the stand that I've already bolted on right here. I hope that's not annoying for you guys. I just want to show you a really good angle to see all the ports, kind of. I noticed the camera's missing some, but I will try my best here. So let's raise her up a little bit. There we go. There we go. I can see in the camera. I think you guys can see everything now. Okay, so over here, these two guys over here, we have the HDMI to HDMI in, of course, the power cable, and the, is that the headphone? Nope, not the headphone, not yet, sorry. Over here is the display port input, and right here is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for if you don't want to use the speakers. Obviously, you probably already have speakers of your own. If you're buying a 32-inch monitor, I mean, that's kind of a given, I guess, that you will have your own speakers. Right here is the input for the USB, which turns on these two ports here. So you plug this one into your back of your PC to USB 3, and that USB 3 port will split off into these two here. So maybe a keyboard and a mouse, or maybe just use it as a quick hookup for other random things. However, it will be a little bit difficult to do that with it being the way it is, because this is the back of the monitor, so you'll have to get your hand up underneath your monitor if you want to use it as a port that you plug in and out of all the time. Now when it comes to the menu of this monitor, it's actually a little bit better than most. You have your buttons down here that are well defined. You won't have to struggle to find them. If you push any of them, you see your little menu area pops up here, and you have controls over pretty much everything you want to have control over, and then some. Your usual brightness and contrast. Your input source, you have 3 inputs for this monitor. You have your display port, which allows for the 1440p max resolution that this monitor is capable of. You have your HDMI 1 and 2, which I was not able to get 1440p out of. I'm not sure if that's the cables or if that, or what. The manual says I'm supposed to be able to get 1440p out of all the inputs, but I was not able to. Even with the cable that they sent me, I was not able to do that. So I'll look more into that, but yeah, that just wasn't happening for me at all. Even so, you keep on going down here, and you have, of course, your color Your display settings, sharpness, response time. Now, key thing here is in the response time they have this overdrive thing, or fast. No, there we go. They have normal and fast over here, and I'm not sure what any of those really mean. The manual didn't really specify what that meant either. We know that the normal response rate is 5 milliseconds, but we don't really know what fast means. Does it drop down by 1 millisecond or what? And of course, it's kind of not in a really great place because you're not going to be going in here and coming into this menu all the time, or you definitely don't want to be, and switching this back from normal to fast all the time. So I'm not sure what they intended for that to happen. I just leave it on normal. Keeping it going here, we have audio. Right now, the way that the setup is, and I'll show you guys how my setup is looking right now. I'm actually using the audio from the monitor. It's not the greatest audio because obviously having dedicated speakers with a subwoofer is better because there is very little bass that comes out of this monitor. But the audio is quite good for my needs. I don't really need it to have that much of great bass because usually when I really need to listen to something and I want great audio, I'm just going to plug in my headphones. So I tried to just save the space, save the cables, and I use the speakers off the monitor. Works just fine. All right, some key things I want to point out that I've noticed since using this monitor. This monitor is capable of 75 hertz, but I have read in a lot of comments around the web that it doesn't actually do well at 75 hertz. A lot of people have had a lot of graphical issues with this monitor when they tried to use it at 75 hertz. This monitor is not actually even advertised at 75 hertz. It is a 60 hertz monitor. This is not a 144 hertz or anything like that. It's just a 60 hertz monitor. And trying to put it up at 75 hertz, some people have had issues with that. I haven't tried it myself. I don't really see the need to. It's just fine at 60 hertz. I really like the display. I like how the colors looked right out of the box. I didn't feel any need for calibration or anything like that. Not that I would know anything about that anyways. So I just pulled out the box, set it up, and it is great how it is at 60 hertz. The other thing I kind of want to point out again was what the cables, the inputs for this monitor. If you guys have been seeing the clips I've been showing of the unboxing and setting up of this monitor as I've been talking, if you notice the inputs, they're a little recessed quite a ways into the back of this monitor, and there are certain cables that will not quite reach well when trying to hook up into the back of this monitor. I've had HDMI cables that I tried to plug up into the HDMI. It didn't really make a good enough connection because the input is so recessed back there. So you might have that issue. You might just need to give it a little bit more force, not too much, to really make a good connection back there so that your cables will work properly. So just watch out for that. That kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. Be careful of this base. This base is well padded, but it is heavy. Okay, the base for this monitor is quite heavy. I said it when I was unboxing it, but I don't think that the audio is going to make it into this video. But when I was unboxing it, I noticed right away the base for this is very heavy. So I want you guys to just take note of that when you're trying to move this monitor around. But thankfully, Dell did pad the base pretty well, so it shouldn't mess up your desk or anything like that. But those two things are just worth noting when buying this monitor. But other than that, the links for where I got this monitor is in the description box. I hope you guys did enjoy this quick look at the Dell S3219D monitor. And I hope you guys have a good one. I see you. Bye.